What happens when a first-level champion squares off against a blood-crazed Pusk demon with 36 HP, plus 10 to hit, and triple attacks at plus 8 each? And yeah, crit bleed too. To find out, we ran the sim a million times. Here's what happened. Enter the Iron Maiden, an obedience-caused champion with a cruel trick. When enemies strike, she lashes back with the Iron Command reaction, forcing enemies to either drop prone or take mental damage. But the real power? Iron Repercussions. It turns that mental damage into persistent mental damage that ticks every round. And if they trigger it again before it ends, she can deliver the coveted double stack, dealing the direct mental damage now and letting them take the persistent mental damage at the end of their turn. But that's not all. The Iron Maiden swings a two-handed bastard sword with a brutal plus 7 to hit, cleaving in a d12 plus 4 slashing damage, and every strike is sanctified holy, blessed with divine power. She's got lay on hands to stay in the fight, demoralize to rattle enemies with her glare, and when things get serious, weapon surge, a holy burst from the Zeal domain. But the Iron Maiden isn't fighting just any foe. She's up against a Pusk demon, a slothful but savage monster. Each round it rolls a d4 to see how many actions it gets, but when it has the actions, it hits. A brutal jaw strike, a fast agile claw, fear and slow spells, two of the best debuffs in the game, and then there's frenzied slashes, a 3-action blitzkrieg of claw strikes at plus 8 to hit. Every single swing. Let's line them up. Champion versus demon. On paper, the Pusk has two key advantages, more hit points and an edge in attack bonus. The Iron Maiden hits back with a tougher armor class, and that brutal D12 bastard sword can deliver shock and awe damage. So who comes out on top? Simulation loaded. Based on average outcomes, here's how this fight plays out across 3 rounds of carnage. Round 1. The Pusk demon opens with the barrage, jaw, claw, averaging 8 damage, even against the champion's high armor. With no reaction available, the Iron Maiden just has to eat those hits. And already you can see the trouble brewing. She won't last 3 rounds at this rate. She starts her turn by burning a focus point for lay on hands, healing herself and nearly canceling out that damage. Then she spends her final focus point on weapon surge, empowering her bastard sword, and strikes. Her average 12 damage per round, rotund damage. It's a strong blow, but against the Pusk's thick hide and deep hit point pool, it's just not enough to swing the momentum. Round 1 ends with the champion barely holding on, 20 hit points, and no more healing. The Pusk at 24 hit points is just getting started and seems to be in the driver's seat in this one. Round 2, and the Pusk opens with another savage flurry, dealing 8 damage on average, but this time the Iron Maiden fires back. Her Iron Command reaction kicks in, sparking a flash of divine fury that rattles the Pusk with lingering mental damage. It's only 1.4 damage per round, but it's enough to shift the tempo. Seizing the moment, the champion lets out a battle cry, demoralizing the Pusk, then lands 2 brutal strikes with their bastard sword, and just like that, the tide starts to turn. At the end of round 2, we are all knotted up. The Iron Maiden at 12 hit points, the Pusk at 11. We've got a real fight on our hands. Round 3, and the Pusk has all 3 actions and unleashes its most devastating attack, Frenzied Slashes. 3 claws at plus 8. The damage lands. The champion staggers, but it's not enough. And once again, Divine Light explodes from the Iron Maiden. And this time, the Pusk drops prone, trying to escape the mental pain. But now it's vulnerable. It's clumsy too from its own frenzy, as well as off guard from being on the ground, creating a staggering -4 swing to its armor class. The Iron Maiden steps forward, raises her sword, and seeing her opening, brings it down like a hammer of judgment. It's over. The Iron Maiden Obedience Champion at only first level wins this combat decisively with a 67 win percent. Final verdict on the Obedience Cause Champion. The damage on the Iron Command reaction, solid, 1.44 damage per round gets the job done, but it's far from game-changing. And we had such high hopes for that double stack damage, but it's only 0.13 damage per round. It looks like it's only occurring once every 27 rounds or so. Not exactly what I had hoped for. So while the Obedience Cause Champion is a strong pick, it's not the king of damage. In the right party, I still think a Justice Cause Champion could very well outdamage it. Now, the real surprise? Defense. The Iron Command reaction was absolute punishment for the Pusk, locking it into a brutal cycle of frustration. Persistent mental damage, drop prone, stand up, repeat. Sure, it doesn't have the straight-up damage reduction of the other causes, but when every attack against you comes with mental backlash or a nasty trip to the floor, it's going to waste actions and disrupt your opponent's strategies. And that is it. Up in your house, Crunch McDabbles. This has been the Crunch McDabbles Show. Join the Cult of Crunch, the hidden network of strategy enthusiasts and power gamer nerd bad boys. It's as simple as hitting that subscribe button, and you're a full-fledged member in good standing. She's got lay on hands to stay in the fight, demoralized to rattle enemies with her glare, and when things get serious, weapon surge, a holy burst from the seal domain. Seal domain? The seal domain. Okay, one more time. Let's do it again. But that's not all. If we dive into this Iron Command damage a little bit, the persistent mental damage was 1.3 damage per round, but the direct mental damage was just 0.13 damage per round, which certainly dashed my fantasy of... It's not right, fantasy. But the direct mental damage was just 0.13 damage per round, which certainly But the direct mental damage was just 0.13 damage per round, which certainly dashed my fantasy of double It's not really a fantasy. Numbers. But the direct mental damage was just 0.13 damage per round. But the direct mental damage was just 0.13 damage per round.